Welcome to First Take Math. My name is Brian Thomas, and we're tonight are going to work with multiplication. A big thing about multiplication is basically repeated addition. So we're going to get into that tonight. Other things that we want to point out is, how is multiplication written? Well, we know early grades, if you have kids that have homework, they have pages and pages where they just see that symbol as their multiplication symbol. If you take a pre-algebra class, you start to see the dot a little bit more. It starts to be introduced more in your middle school grades, is where you see that. And then parentheses is more of an algebraic notation. So this is the one that's going to be most common. So parentheses, like I said, when we get into algebra, you'll probably see me use parentheses more than any other symbol. But I will play back and forth between these. So just be note that there are several different ways to denote multiplication. An example of a multiplication problem would be, say I have 5 classes of math students. Yes, I do have 5 classes of math students. And 20 students in a class. Well, I don't have 20 students in each class though, but I like the number 20. So if I have 5 classes of math and there are 20 students in a class, that can basically be modeled as 20 in the first class, 20 in the second class, 20 in the third class, 20 in the fourth class, and then 20 in the fifth class. In other words, I have a grand total of 100 students. Okay? I'm not really interested in the answer. I'm just interested in knowing that this is a repeated addition, and repeated addition is the same thing as a multiplication problem. So I can write that as 5 times 20. That's also very important to us. Math is not always about writing an answer down. It's also modeling it different ways. And so what I want you to pick up on is repeated addition can be modeled as a multiplication problem. So if I have 5 groups or sets of 20, that's kind of what that would imply there. So as another example, notice how I have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Well, if you're real strong with math, you can go 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. But a lot of us don't count by sevens very well, so that kind of struggles us a little bit. We may have to pick up a calculator or something. But if I look at this problem, I have essentially 5 sevens here. So I can write that as 5 times 7. Now, the cool thing about math is, as a multiplication problem, you don't have to necessarily count by sevens. You also can count by 5s. So I can look at this as 5 sevens, or I can look at it backwards and say there are 7 5s in this problem. So instead of saying 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, you can say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And that's the cool thing about multiplication. It allows you to put it in a different spin to calculate it. Now, when we get into algebra, a lot of times we'll see something like 4f. Okay? 4f, or 4 times f, most commonly you won't see the parentheses around the f. You'll just see 4 times f written like that. Now again, 4f essentially means f plus f plus f plus f. So when I see this multiplication problem, don't forget multiplication coincides with repeated addition. So this gives me a very powerful visualization in a math problem. If I understand that 4 times f also means 4 f's added together, that'll take us a long way. This last example I have negative 7x. What that also means is 7 times negative x. So a lot of times this negative really goes with the x, so it really means 7 negative x's. So this problem actually can be interpreted as a negative x plus a negative x plus a negative x. We got there 1, 2, 3, plus negative x, plus negative x, plus negative x. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see that counting is not my strength. But as we can see here, a multiplication problem can be modeled back as repeated addition, and that's very powerful for us. So when we get into algebra, make sure you can go both ways. If you see repeated addition, allow yourself to see that as also multiplication. And if you see multiplication, make sure we can transfer that into repeated addition. So that's going to conclude our multiplication lesson for the night. Thank you.